Howdy everybody and Happy New Year. I'm back here at the propagation beds actually putting some hardwood cuttings in for my winter propagation here. So what I did earlier, you'll notice there's little hash marks right here. I laid down a tape measure and I went all the way across and I did it all the way over to this piece here, and I did the same thing on the back side. You'll notice that there's hash marks there. I laid a tape measure across and I measured out 2 inches on each, and then I just marked it with a Sharpie. And what that allows me to do is to come back through and I lay a broom across here to match up the lines, and that way I can keep a straight line going on my plants here. They are 2 inches apart for these particular plants because these are elderberry, and elderberry has kind of a wide root system. So for the amount of time I'm going to leave them in there, I need to leave a little more space than I will other plants, and I'll show you some of those in just a moment. But for elderberry, I'm using 2 inches, trying to do approximately 2 inches each going this way. I put in 3 rows already, so I'm trying to do 2 here. I'm just eyeballing that. Some will be closer to like over here, I have some that are closer to 1 inch, and then I have some that are also 1.5 inches. So what I'm doing here is, at my Pasadena house, I went ahead and I trimmed up my elderberries. I took them down to about 2 foot each, and I brought all the trimmings out here. So these are the smaller pieces right here, and what I'm going to do with them is I take and I cut them. So I would do 1 cut right here, and then I'm going to go up 3 buds. So there's 1 bud. Zoom in here, you can see a bud. Next one is here, that's the second one, and then the third one is there. So I will cut up above it. And the reason I'm marking them right now is I'm taping this myself and I can't actually cut and hold this in video at the same time. So I'll cut there and there. What that's going to do, I already cut some up here. That's going to give me a stick like this with 3 buds on it. There's 1, there's 2, and up at the top is the 3rd. So on the bottom one, I forgot to open up my rooting hormone here. Okay. I'm dealing with powder rooting hormone right now, which I do not like the powder. I prefer the liquid, but I forgot to order some, and powder is all that they carry at Lowe's around where I'm at. They don't do the liquid at this time of year. So I'm going to dip the end in water, kind of shake it off to get the drip of water off. I'm going to dip it in the rooting hormone, and you'll notice that it sticks in there. Just kind of bang it to get any excess off, and then you come over here, and I would go back further, but with only one hand I'd lose my balance here. You just kind of push it in the ground and then push around it. And I will not use a misting system. This is my winter system, so right now we are right at freezing, which is why I'm trying to get these in as best I can before it gets dark tonight, because we're going down in the low 20s tonight. So and we're not going to get anywhere above freezing tomorrow. So this will be all frozen solid on me tomorrow. So I have to get any planting I'm going to do done tonight. So this is going to be a quick one for me. I'll probably give you a video tomorrow. Hopefully we won't have too much snow. It's snowing on me right now, although it's not quite setting yet. So I'll try to give you a video update tomorrow on how far along I got. Oh, I had also mentioned that I had some other cuttings. So over there I showed you I had the top of the elderberry. The actual bases of the elderberries are over here. I've never actually done them before. I've only ever done the tips because, as you can see, these are quite thick. So I've ordered elderberries online and I've received them in this thick as cuttings, or rooted cuttings. So I'm guessing they will root okay. For me, this will be an experiment on the big pieces. We'll see how that goes. And then over here, I have some dappled willow. And these are the ones I was talking about. I can do these on 1 inch. They have very, very strong woody roots, and they don't spread out too much. They kind of go down. So I can do these with 1 inch spacing versus the 2 inch spacing I'm doing on the elderberries. So I'm going to go ahead and see how many of these I can get in the ground before dark, and I'll try to get another video out to you tomorrow.